Grand Rising. How are you guys doing? I hope that you guys are having a great Thursday. It's Thursday the 29th of July. Yeah, this year is flying by. I just want to talk to you guys a little bit. Hopefully you can hear me. I want to talk about this, the three young ladies, three young sisters who, Shacari, Simone, and Naomi, high-profile sisters who was participating in the Olympics, and for whatever reason, they're not anymore. Something that I can notice that was in each of them, a problem that they each had to deal with was stress, mental illness, just pressure. And so, two of them were wise enough to sit down before they did something to them, embarrass themselves, okay? And put a stain and a mark on the Olympics or black people. You know how we put too much emphasis and priority and importance on things that have nothing to do with us. But Shacari, she lost her mother recently, her biological mother, and instead of saying, you know what, I had a death in the family, and it's hit me pretty hard. I don't know, I'm gonna have to sit this one out. She said, I'm just gonna go ahead and smoke some weed, like most of our people do when they're dealing with stressful, depressing situations or what have you, instead of sitting back and saying, hey, I really need to do some self-care. I really need to seek the face of the Most High Yah. I need to regain my strength and my comfort from Him, from the Ruach. Instead of doing that, because everybody makes it they've normalized taking a puff, smoking a blunt, getting a drink, eating edibles or what have you. We've even made it so that it's supposed to serve medicinal purposes now. I won't debate, because I don't debate. I won't debate that it is being used for that purpose, but the bottom line is weed numbs you. Weed does not heal you. Weed numbs you from the pain, whether it's physical pain, whether it's emotional, mental pain, maybe even spiritual pain. Instead of going to the source of our healing, which is the Most High Yah, and letting the Ruach heal us and deliver us so that we won't deal with it again, whatever it is that's ailing us. We medicate, self-medicate, and try to find ways to numb it. And numbing the pain doesn't get rid of the pain or the source of the pain. It doesn't heal you. A lot of our people want to medicate instead of heal. And that's not helping us as a people, because especially the black woman, I've seen the attacks and the hisses and the rebukes to Simone Biles in particular. I mean, Naomi got a little smoke too when she first said, yo, I don't feel like talking to y'all. I don't want to do any interviews. I got to get myself together. And because she did that, everybody had something to say. They were saying, all kinds of stuff. And who does she think she is? She can't do that. She can't take out time for herself. She can't heal. Self-care. Black women don't do self-care. That's the mentality that they have among us. And that's the mentality that we even have amongst ourselves, sisters. And we need to cut each other some slack. For real, for real. It's like, when we need a break, people should honor our request for a break. Young, old, everyone in between. Everybody needs a break. Everybody needs a sabbatical. It doesn't mean that it's not a bad thing to need a break. And I just don't understand that. And there's always been this expectation of black from general population to black women that we just be this strong black woman, And people have called me strong black woman because of all of the things that I've been through. And, people say, you don't look like what you've been through, and you don't look like you're a grandma, and woo. And I'm not, thank you. I take the compliment for what it is. But it's not about what I look like. It's I don't know. I think a big part of the reason why I haven't aged as much as a lot of sisters have is because I just made up my mind a few years ago that everything and anything that was harming me and hurting me and exploiting me and abusing me or my children, I didn't want to partake in none of that. Whether it was a marriage, a relationship, ministry, a job, a church, friendships, friends. What I told you I have friends. But for real, friends, no matter who or what they are or what you represent. If I, by way of the Ruach lets me know that you're not good for me, or when I was raising my children and I was legally responsible to do so, I had to cut you loose. I had to cut you off. So, a lot of people say you're a loner and woo, why you don't have more friends and you need people in your circle. No, I don't. It's the people with all them people in their circle that get pushed out the circle and get in trouble. You better hear what I say. I'm getting off topic, but I'm going to give y'all a hint, a survival tip for some of you young people that's going through all these changes with these so-called friends of y'all's. You don't need that many friends. I promise you. All you need is the King, Yahushua HaMashiach. It's all you need. And he will send you everything else that you need, including friends, including relationships, husbands, wives. He will provide every need that you have. But he gotta be first. I also want to talk about, the word says that I also learned many, many, many years ago when I was struggling to take care of my kids, how to be content. When you've been in and out the shelter and you've been, yes, a Katrina survivor, you lost everything, and not just due to Katrina, but due to other life circumstances and challenges. I've had to start over a few times from scratch. Now, I could have beat myself up and let other people beat me up and said, oh, this and that and the other, you this and you that, and why are you going through this, and oh, something's wrong with you, and you're nobody because you don't have this. And, people will try to make you feel that way if you allow what people think about you and say about you to define who you are. But you have to get to the place where you're like, hey, I don't give a fart what you say about me and what you think about me. As long as I have a roof over my head, my children have a roof over their head, they got food to eat, they're being taken care of, then I don't need nothing else. I don't need this, I don't need that, I don't need to accomplish this right now, I don't need to accomplish that right now. I'll wait, I'll be patient. That's another thing y'all need to learn too. Patience. But the word says that having food and raiment or clothes, to therein be content. And I think a lot of times, especially us in the black community, we've fallen for that lie that says that we have to have what they have in order to be happy. That this is the definition of success. We open up the American Heritage Dictionary and look up the word success, and we see the pictures and the graphics of the white picket fence and 2.5 children, happily married, if you're in church, a ministry, a church, what have you, a job, 401k, All those things, those trappings of success. And there's people all over the world that look at Americans and say, this is what it means to be successful. This is what it means to be popular or whatever. And people all over the world are trying to emulate Americans and try to do what Americans do, because America has lied to the world and said this is success and we are king and we represent civilization and civilized, how civilized people are supposed to act. You know, they've been lying to the world. They made up their own history, rewrote history in the history books, made it seem like history was one thing when it really was another. From church history to government history to just history in general, they just swiped it clean. And if it wasn't for a few brothers and sisters that say, hey, something's missing here, that don't make no sense, and doing their own research and saying, hey, that's why that didn't make no sense, this was missing, they hid that. They took the books out the Bible so that we wouldn't know that women had more say in the Bible. And women, actually, there were actually books in the Bible named after women that wasn't just Esther and Ruth, women looking for a husband. There were women who wrote books in the Bible who were martyrs for the kingdom. They took that out. Who took that out? I ain't gonna get into that because this video is not about that. They swiped the history books clean. And the history books that they have in the mostly predominantly African American communities tell their history, but not our history. We don't even know who our names are. My name ain't Russ. My people who came here, who were brought here, kidnapped, murdered, raped, tortured, and brought on American soil, my last name ain't Russ. Your last name ain't Williams or Jackson or Jefferson. Your descendants come from, your descendants were either slaves of former presidents or children of former presidents. That's how you got that name. But we don't know who we are. And it was by design that they set it up that way. So we fallen in for the trap and the lies and said this is success. But they don't realize that they got their success and their advantage on our backs, on our ancestors' backs. Because my ancestors worked for free for hundreds of years so that you can have a country. And you got the nerves to tell me we lazy and we gotta work like Hebrew slaves today? So yeah, black women and black men, we tired. We tired of shucking and jiving. We tired. We tired of overperforming and overachieving because that's what we were told and programmed. That's the meaning of success. When our overperformance and our overachieving wasn't so that we can be deemed a better people and that we can earn your respect and get properly compensated for such, but our overachieving and our overperforming was for your benefit. You got rich off of our overperformance and over our overachieving. You got the nerves enough to come for Simone and Naomi. And yes, even Shacari. Yeah, because she was a little foolish. She should have just sat down. When her mama died, she should have just sat it out. We don't belong in their races. We don't belong in their competitions. Let them run their own race. This is theirs. We got other things to do, people, my people. Do y'all realize that? See, we're tired because we're running somebody else's race. And then when we realize that we run somebody else's race, and we know that the Most High is not empowering us to run somebody else's race, our people want to tap into familiar spirits and ancestral spirits for the strength that they should get from the Most High. That's why you see the rise in ancestral worship and in Reuben worship and all of this and all of that. Because our people aren't doing what the Most High Yah has instructed us to do. We're doing what they say. But are you following the will of the Most High? Are you? Are we? We're not. See, when we're running the race that the Most High has called us to race and to participate in and to run in, the word says that they that wait upon Yah, they shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and they won't get weary. They shall walk and not faint. I probably got that backwards a little bit, but y'all get the gist. Go look it up. It's still there. See, when we're doing what the Most High Yah has instructed us to do, when we're in His will, and then when we perform His will by way of the Ruach, and we wait on Him to strengthen us and renew us and to refresh us. Times of refreshing shall come from the presence of the Most High Yah. Y'all looking for times of refreshing through your blunt. Times of refreshing through how many people you can knock up. You're looking for times of refreshing in the alcohol store. You're looking for times of refreshing even in church. And Ichabod has been written out across the doorposts of your church. So that's that rushing mighty wind that you feel going on in your service on Sundays. That ain't the Ruach. Because if it was, your strength would be renewed as the eagle. You wouldn't get tired. Now, I ain't saying you won't get tired, but the times that you do get tired, you're supposed to be able to wait on the Most High in His presence. And if He tell you to wait for 6 months for Him to renew your strength, then you just sit right there and wait. And you ain't got to do a daggone thing to prove nothing to nobody. A lot of us think that if we're not achieving something and doing something and showing people that we're doing something, that we're not doing nothing. And we got to show what we're doing. We ain't got to do that. That's not what that is. Sit down and wait, no matter how long it takes. And when you do that, I promise you, Winona has not been able to do what Winona has been doing for the past 20, 30 years in Winona's strength. I haven't been able to raise 3 special needs children, and sometimes even my grandchildren, in my own strength. I did not survive abusive relationships and marriages and attacks from witches and warlocks and church abuse, trauma, 5 hurricanes and a tornado, being falsely racially profiled by police, guns pointed at me. I didn't survive all of that in my own strength. You kidding me? Winona don't have no strength. I survived that by way of the Ruach. It is of Yah's mercies that I have not been consumed, that my children have not been consumed. Great is His faithfulness towards us. That I had to learn to wait on the Most High. And sometimes waiting on the Most High takes a little while. But you got to be patient enough to say, you know what? If y'all say wait, I'm going to wait. And I'm going to let Him strengthen me. I'm not going to let the ancestral spirit strengthen me. I'm not going to let the bishop and the apostle lay hands on me and so-called strengthen me. I'm not going to I'm not going to push this. I'm not going to try to perform this in my might. Because the word says not by power nor by might, but by the rock. I'm going to wait on the Most High to do this. But when he do it, it's going to be well done. He will restore our youth as the eagle. That's why I look as good as I look. And I'm not being vain or arrogant. I'm just accepting, after 51, 52 years, what Yah has done in me and in my life. And I give him glory. I give him kavod for it. But it's because I had to learn to wait on the Most High for everything. For my peace of mind, strength in my body. I had strength. Sometimes I had strength in my body. I don't come on social media and tell y'all everything I go through. But baby, if I were to testify of all the attacks on my body, on my health, on my mind, but I had to wait on him. Those old folks weren't playing. They weren't lying. Wait on Yah. He will renew your strength. Stop depending upon the arm of flesh to renew your strength. It ain't gonna happen, or if you get it, it won't last. And there's a price. Just wait on the Most High Yah. He will do it in his time. For his purpose. Getting his purpose. A lot of that you're going through will fall off of you when you get in his will and his purpose. Find out what Yah's will is for your life. I gotta go. Baruch blessings to you all. Be safe and be blessed in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach.